Hello all, welcome back to my devlog where I make a game engine and I try to make a game in it. Now, when I said that there was a lot happening in the last video, I was not really expecting to go an entire year without one. But I guess that happens sometimes. Throughout this entire year, the refactors have continued in the graphics system, the file system, and the sound system. The file system has been reworked to remove some complexities that were added for advanced loading features, but those features went entirely unused for a long time, so I wanted to get rid of them. As a small recap of how the file system in my engine works, an asset name can lead to an array of physical files instead of just one. This array used to have a fixed size of 200 files in it, no exceptions. But thanks to changing how file references are stored, that magic number has been removed. The asset arrays now have as many files in them as they need, whether that be saving space for when there are only a few files in the list, or for allowing for several hundred files for larger assets. The last big change is that development builds of the engine can now load cooked archives instead of the uncooked ones. Before, only the final build of the engine was able to load the cooked assets, and development builds were limited to the uncooked ones. While this is how it usually works in other game engines, I can't really think of a reason why, so I wanted to do something different. Onto the sound system, I pretty much need to do a full rewrite of this system since it's not been touched since its original creation. The first change was to remove unused sound sources. There was originally a built-in SFXR and two speech synthesizers, but they were also going unused, so I wanted to get rid of them. The engine now only supports sounds loaded from files. The second and biggest change is that the system now has a C++ interface. This will allow me to use the sound system from other C++ systems in addition to the existing Squirrel interface. Lastly, the system can now handle the array aspect of my file system. When an asset is requested to play, the system will randomly select a file from the list to actually be played. Feature-wise, there's not much to say about the graphics system. Other than like occasional bug fixes and optimizations, it's mostly just been finalizing the design of the GPU primitives. The primitives have been broken down a little bit to be more granular. For example, the buffer object has been split into raw buffer and buffer element objects. This is to allow multiple vertex attributes to exist in the same physical buffer. IMGUI uses this to store all of the data for its vertices in a single buffer for upload. And from there it sets up the different elements to the buffer so that the renderer knows what everything is. Oh yeah, now's probably a good time to say that IMGUI is now in the engine. I'm using it for a fancy new profiler window that gives me a better view of how long things are taking inside the engine. While these rewrites bring the audio and file systems to their near-final forms, I still think that the graphics system could use some more work. But that does it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.